Mr. Zaghetti here with your next math lesson. Today we're going to be covering simplifying rational expressions, specifically how to deal with the powers or the exponents, and what they do is you move them from the numerator or denominator. So in this case, they're going to be go ahead and switching signs. So let's take a look at our first problem here. You've got the -8 in the denominator, and the simplest way to go ahead and solve that, we're going to be moving the 8 to the numerator. That way we can flip the sign. So we know that -2 divided by -4, you're going to end up with a -1/2. And then you've got a to the second power over a, so it's just a. And then we know that we can go ahead and move that sign. Boom. And now 4 plus 8, we've just got b to the 12th power. So that's what we have for our initial part. Kind of like what I wrote over here. So when you're dividing coefficients, you subtract the exponents. So I divided a to the second power by a to the first power, and I subtracted the exponents, and that's how I ended up with just a to the first power. It's just that 2 minus 1, so always keep that in mind. And then you want to move terms with the negative exponent to the other side of the fraction. All right, so let's take a look at another example here. With -5, w to the 4th, y to the -2, which means we're going to have to flip to the other side of the fraction, over -15 w to the 6th, we're going to have to flip it to the other side, y squared. So that first thing, -5 over -15, it's going to end up being a +1 over 3. I just divided both by 5. Now I've got the w4, w6, so that can turn into, it's just 4 plus 6, so it's w to the 10th power. And then I had y to the -2 in the numerator, which means I'm going to have to put it in the denominator. And at the same time, I'm moving the y from the denominator. Actually, it's just going to stay in the denominator. I don't even need to move it. So it's just going to turn into the w10 will be the entire numerator. I'm just going to rewrite it so it's a little easier to see. Make that a little bit bigger. So I've got my w10, and then since I moved the y to the -2 from the numerator down here with the other y squared, now it's going to be y to the 4th. Because the opposite of dividing and subtracting, you're going to be moving it over, and then you can go ahead and add the exponents. So let's go ahead and continue here for a couple more. When I've got 3 over 12, simply put, I just have that 1/4. Now I've got a squared divided by a to the -2 power. So we can go ahead and change that to a to the 4th power in the numerator. And then now I've got both of these are going to have to change places. I know you might not be able to see me right now, but hopefully you can see some of the math problem, and I'm not standing in front of it. So it's going to end up being b squared in the numerator over b to the 4th power in the denominator. So what that ends up leaving us with is just b squared in the denominator. All right, I'm going to leave these 3 for you guys to do. Make sure you bring them back with you to your next class. Work on them at home. If you have any questions, just let me know. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.